Welcome everyone to Mastermind Seminars Live. We would like to welcome those who are in our location here today, as well as all those who are participating via video streaming at our satellite locations all around the world. We'll be introducing our event today and then turning it over to the very capable hands of some amazing presenters who have graciously given of their time and their amazing talents to share their insights into things which will change our lives as well as our businesses. The main question we want you to ask yourself is, why am I here? Is that a valid question to ask? Yeah. Why am I here? Maybe it's making money. Maybe it's saving more time. Maybe it's addressing my biggest challenge. Maybe it's working on my life vision. Whatever it is, we are here to help you do it. And the way it's going to happen is that you're going to get excited and you'll have the great temptation to do absolutely nothing about it because you are going to feel fantastic when you leave. You really will. I guarantee it. The way it's going to turn into money for you, and the question you have to ask yourself is, how can I turn what I learned today into money for me and my business? Well, it's going to be mind-numbing discipline in two key areas, in only two. One is intellectual, showing up or being on the live stream absolutely every single month, once a month, that's it, once a month, and then the implementation or the application is once a week. We have mastermind groups that meet on the phone in 30-minute segments that will absolutely change your life, or meet live with a coffee connection weekly, and you have to have at least two buddies, two partners from today who participate with you today where you hold one another accountable. You have to do it. You have to do both to make it happen, to achieve what you set out today to achieve. To ensure each participant has rock-solid follow-through, we have a system for that. Go to www.mastermind-seminars.org/register. That's www.mastermind-seminars.org/register, and we will assist you in having strong follow-through with what you learn. Does everyone have what we call the fourfold? The fourfold has 14 different panels which you will be able to visually see and take home with you. On panel 6, please write down your biggest challenge, and then as you work through today, write down any ideas you have for solutions. Do not leave here today without having very specific solutions you will commit to do over the next 30 days with at least two other buddies from today's event. So, the topic today, and we have 12 topics every single year. Panel 5 on the fourfold are the same topics each and every year. Your MC or host will share with you the specific topic for today. With each topic, each month, at this event, we have 7 segments. Segment 1 is speed networking, which will be done at each individual location. You'll share your name, your company, your organization, what you would like to accomplish today, your biggest challenge, and your elevator speech. Everyone will break up into groups of 4 individuals, and each person will have 3 minutes to share these 5 things with others in the group. Once everyone has shared, then you will form new groups and do the same thing again. You keep doing this until your MC or host shares it's time to do something else. Segment 2 will be wins and biggest challenges, which is panel 6 on the fourfold. And the MC or host for each location will take 10 minutes to have local groups share their wins from last month's event and or your biggest challenges. Segments 3, 4, and 5 are the 3 elements to the BOS, the Business Operating System, which is panel 7, 8, and 9 of the fourfold. The BOS, Business Operating System, is the engine that runs our business. We earn the money we earn, work the hours we work, we have the stress we do or do not have due to our BOS. And the first element to our BOS, our engine, is the DNA for people, or personality masteries. The second segment is DNA for business, and the third segment is DNA for life. Segment 3, panel 10 on the fourfold, the DNA for people, is personality masteries. We can learn how to identify someone's personality in 15 seconds, and once we know someone's personality, we know their strengths, their weaknesses, what they like, don't like, why they will or won't work with us. We even know if they are married, probably the type of person they're married to, the strengths and weaknesses within their marriage. Yeah, pretty much amazing stuff. Imagine having a system that is so powerful that it will help you increase the leads your business receives, help you convert more leads faster, and obtain more referrals. In segment 4, panel 11 on the fourfold, the DNA for business, this is what we call the 530 grid. There are 5 areas in one's businesses. Area 1, marketing. How do we generate more and better leads? Area 2, pre-sales. How do we convert more leads to clients? Area 3, the sale. How do we convert leads faster? Area 4, servicing. How do we service our clients in the most amazing way where they refer everyone they know to us? And Area 5, client for life, where our clients become our partners and we start to work with all the spheres of influence they are connected with. In segment 5, panel 12 on the fourfold, the DNA for life. This is natural laws. Natural laws govern all that we do. In many ways, it's the hardest of the 3 DNAs to teach, to learn. There are over 500 natural laws which govern our business, our income, and really every area of life. One of those natural laws is the cluster principle. The cluster principle states that it's not unusual that someone making a buying or selling decision will know between 3 and 9 other people over the next 6 to 12 months who are making a similar buying decision as our prospect or client. Imagine what would happen with our business if we had every prospect referring us 2 or 3 or even more additional prospects. Yes, our businesses would double each and every year, and that's just one of the over 500 natural laws applied through our BOS, our engine. Again, BOS consists of DNA for people, DNA for business, and DNA for life. And it's the engine that runs our business, organization, and depending on how good it is, all the money we're going to earn, the time we're going to have, the stress and the life balance you're going to have or don't have. Segment 6 is Q&A, and that can be done either at your local level or it can be done through the video stream. That's up to your local MC or host, because we're going to hit you with a lot of information today, and I hope you're ready, but this will give you a little opportunity to do decompressing. In segment 7, great things are going to happen next month, and we'll all come back together again as we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. So absolutely everything we do today will be focused on the topic for the month, which will be shared with you in just a minute. Are we clear? Do we understand what we will be accomplishing today, or at least a big picture perspective?
Hey, wasn't that a great video? I'll tell you something. I'm excited you guys are here today. We are in year 5. Count them 5, baby. Sorry, I'm a little excited. We're talking about converting more prospects to clients. Welcome to Mastermind Seminars Live. My name is Kevin King. I'm going to be your MC today. We have an amazing setup of people who are ready and willing and able to help you grow your business in a spectacular way. Mark's here today. Lee's joining us from Reno, Nevada. Shout out to Reno. Rosanna, I'm telling you what, she is rocking it with the awesome women's group. Mark's coming back for DNA of life. I'll go through the segments in a minute. I can't contain myself. This is amazing. So what you're seeing today is really 40 years in the making, and has really been fine-tuned in the last 5, and has now moved up to the exponential level of the nth degree, and that's what you're seeing today. So strap on, get ready. This is going to be spectacular. So when you signed on to the live event today, you've noticed that there are 7 segments. There's going to be 7 segments today. And that's going to be in your fourfold. As you pull out the fourfold, and you'll see section number 5 or box number 5. It's going to show you what we're doing today. So we have a 12-month outline from the value of installing systems, which we did two months ago. Last month was generating more and better leads. Once we have a system in place, now we have more and better leads to work with in a great system. This month we're talking about converting more of those prospects to clients. It's not enough just to get them in the system. It's not enough just to have them in the system. It's important to be able to take them to the next level. Thinking about that, we're going to be moving into the 7 segments we're going to do today. So quickly, we're going to be doing speed networking, which is always our first segment. The segment 2 is going to be wins and biggest challenges, things that have been amazing, things that have been, wow, a breakthrough, gone to the next dimension, things that have been challenging. How can I overcome that? How can I break through it? And then the next segment is going to be really threefold, and it's going to be what we call our BOS system. Our BOS is the business operating system. And as the video showed you, it is the engine that drives our company. So you have one, we have one, but we're going to show you how we can take what we've got here and overlay it on top of your business, and it's going to absolutely explode if you execute. And that's what's going to be really important. So the three segments in the BOS, which is the DNA for people, DNA for business, and the DNA for life. The DNA for people is Personality Masteries. Lee Smith is going to be coming. I'll tell you what, she was a stay-at-home mom for a long time, had a major breakthrough in her life. She is now tearing up Reno, Nevada right now and making things happen in her community like no one else. Need to be matched. No one else other than Lee can be matched. She is amazing. DNA for business. Rosanna is spectacular. Awesome women's group. Again, stay-at-home mom, and now she's back into the workplace, and she has amazing insights as a stay-at-home mom that absolutely transfers into business. So she's going to be giving us the DNA for business. And now we're also going to have Mark Boersma, who's the president of Synergy Solutions, and he's going to be doing the DNA for life. The DNA for life are natural laws. There's over 500 that have been discovered. But, you know, in those 500, we have to see what would be the best ones that would help tie the personality masteries, our understanding of that, and the 530 grid into the things that are going to help us convert more prospects to clients. So this is going to be a fantastic day. There's going to be a lot of information thrown at you in a very short period of time. We understand it. It's actually designed to do that. That's why we have Section 6. Section 6 is Q&A. Because if you felt like you're taking a drink out of a fire hose, guess what? You probably have. That's exactly what this is designed to do. The seventh segment is going to be great things next month, things that are going to be coming up. Another Mastermind live events, virtual events are going to be setting up all over the United States and even internationally. If you told me 5 years ago that this would happen, I wasn't really completely 100% on. I could see that maybe it could possibly happen, but that's what Mark Boersma said 5 years ago. Imagine, with there's like 12 or 15 of us in a library, a conference room. Like, imagine this happening everywhere in the United States, in every major city, every single month. They go through it, and then imagine this thing going international, and every continent, every city, on everywhere in the world. And I'm like, dude, there's like 12 to 15 people. I mean, that thumbs up, brother, for thinking big. But hey, you know, there's going to be, I mean, yeah, it'd be great. But guess what? It's actually happening. So welcome to year 5, month 3. We're talking about converting more prospects to clients. Now we're going to move into our networking section. It's unlike anything else you've ever seen before. Networking is you give me a fish, I give you a fish. We walk away happy because we had a fish we didn't have before. The problem is that now we got to go back and see if we can get another fish. Or what we can do is profitably partner up with each other, help ask questions to people at a deep level to help understand what their biggest challenge is, what they'd love help with. Maybe we can't fulfill it directly, but maybe we can connect them into our network. By doing so and helping them overcome their biggest challenge, they're like, wow, you didn't charge me for that? You helped me do this? What do you do? And then we have an opportunity really to help them and to help us. So it's selflessness. But this is how we do it. Networking, the speed networking is going to help people within a very short period of time understand who they are, what they need, and how to really help them at a very deep level very quickly and not waste a lot of time. So to move into that, we're going to welcome Mark Boersma. And again, Mark, welcome. He is the president of Synergy Solutions, and he is going to take us into this section. Take it away, Mark.
Nice, Kevin. Thanks so much. Very, very exciting. You know, it's interesting when you look at speed networking, or I don't know, should we call it speed masterminding? Like,
I like
the action card is so powerful. There's 7 questions that'll transform somebody's life. It starts out with, you know, what's the biggest challenge? Or if you're in a business-to-business situation, you could say, you know, who's your ideal lead that you're working with? So if you ask somebody who their ideal lead is, you're in a networking event, and you say, you know, I'm just curious, who's your ideal lead and why? And then you say, that's interesting. And what would you say with all the things you got going? What would you say the biggest challenge you're facing is? You ask those 2 questions, that'll open up so many doors for you. it's insane. But rather than talking theory today, what we want to do is we want to talk reality. So if you go to www.mycoffeeconnection.org, that's www.mycoffeeconnection.org. We're taking it, it's year 5, as Kevin has shared. We're taking it to another whole dimension. I mean, this is not just, how do you convert more prospects to clients, but what if we were to go ahead and create a system for developing profitable mastermind groups? And that's exactly what Lee is doing out in Reno. Like she's got, 24 plus people in 6 weeks that are engaged in Coffee Connection. And so Coffee Connection has the systems in place where it's really simple. You go in, you join a group, go to join a group, and if you don't have a group in your area, you can start one, and all you need is one other person. And so you read the purpose of the group, how we achieve that purpose, the difference between mastermind versus networking groups, and then the 1-minute video. And so, Lee, you've just recently started a group. You've ramped it up. There's so much excitement, so much energy. People are seeking you out. What's your secret?
My secret is bringing value and bringing energy and watching and helping everybody exchange their ideas over their biggest challenges and finding solutions together. And it's really implementing the thought and the truth that we can accomplish so much more together than we ever can on our own.
So practically speaking, do you know how much of a wizardess you are? Do you know how magical you are? Do you know that you have gifts and talents, personality, life experiences? Do you know you have that and most people don't?
I am aware that I do have gifts and talents as well as a magnetic personality, and I have found passion and a purpose to put that to great use.
So how do you go ahead and help other people like me that might not be the most, magnetic personality, kind of an introvert, doesn't seem like it, maybe, but it's really true. How do you help someone that's more like me, a normal person below normal? How do you help them do things like what you did in getting Kevin from Chicago to commit, to coming out to Reno, 6-7 months ahead of time? How did you do that?
I don't know that there was anything specific, but I made the idea of what's happening in Reno so exciting and so attractive that you just don't want to miss out. I know I've extended the invitation to you personally, Mark. I did not extend the invitation to Kevin, yet Kevin jumped and said, "Hey, Lee, I'm coming to Reno." I said, "Okay, come. I'd love to have you."
Kevin, why? You're on mute if you're talking.
Sorry, she is a person of high integrity. Whatever she says she does, she's going to do it. In fact, she does it. It really doesn't even say it. Her fruit is on the tree. Like you said, 24 people in 6 weeks. And this was, 2 weeks ago we talked, and there was about 20 people at that time. The growth is explosive. She's already, we're already referral partners, power partners, profitable partners. And I've never met her in person. I just know that what she's doing, who she is as a person, and the people's lives that are being changed are absolutely spectacular. Reno might be the epicenter of a worldwide explosion.
So when we talk about the first segment, we have 11 minutes. So anybody else that's participating live, you can chime in here, ask questions, interrupt me, it's fine. So how do we clone what Lee and Kevin have done? So while you're thinking about it, there's a brand new movie, 1-minute video out that is on Good to Great. And that video is just crazy on the power, it says. So in Good to Great by Jim Collins. So if you want to attract C-level business, it's a classic book. It's a study of the great companies. So if you want to attract greatness to us, we need to be great. Larger companies, CEOs, C-level people, they've probably read the book. But did they understand at a deep level on page 182 this quote? When I look over the Good to Great transformations, the one word that keeps coming to mind is consistency. Another word offered to me by physics professor R.J. Peterson is coherence. What is 1 plus 1, he asked, and then pause for effect. 4. In physics, we've been talking about the idea of coherence, the magnifying effect of one factor upon another. In reading about the flywheel, I couldn't help but think of the principle of coherence, and this is magical. However you phrase it, the basic idea is the same. Each piece of the system reinforces the other parts of the system to form an integrated whole that is much more powerful than the sum of the parts. It is only through consistency over time, through multiple generations, that you get maximum result. Again, each piece of the system reinforces the other parts of the system to form an integrated whole that is much more powerful than the sum of the parts. It is only through consistency over time, through multiple generations, that you get maximum results. So most people do not understand the significance of what that is saying. And so,
what is the significance of what it's saying, Mark?
So there's so many people that are chasing get-rich-quick schemes,
right?
Trying to game the system, thinking they can be lazy. I can create passive income without hard work. So they're being seduced into things, and so they become cynical. And they say, oh, I've been to something like Coffee Connections, and no, you haven't. I've been to something like mastermind seminars. No, you haven't. And so they're cynical. They think they've seen everything. They're looking for something superficial, surface. Ski out in Philadelphia. Ask him, Ski, why are you starting a Coffee Connection? Why are you hosting a mastermind seminar event? And he said something very significant. He said, you know, Mark, I've been a part of a lot of mastermind groups, but none of them have the system like mastermind seminars has, like Coffee Connections has. There's a system, there's a process. So most people, they've been part of networking groups, but not mastermind groups. But the few people that have been part of mastermind groups, they give up too quickly. Ski didn't. See, Ski was part of one, and then was a part of another, and then part of another, and he kept looking until he found one that had a system. And now he's locked in and locked and loaded, and he's like, I'm going to host an event. I'm going to start a Coffee Connection. He's already starting about cloning, about multiplying, about helping people in his Coffee Connection start other Coffee Connections. And so people around Lee, people around Ski, people around Matt, people around Kevin, people around Nicole, people around each of these individuals say they're special individuals, but they haven't traveled worldwide, and they haven't been blessed to be an international speaker and author. They don't realize, no. These individuals, each of these individuals, they're not good. They're not amazing. They're not spectacular. It's beyond that. It's beyond comprehension. It's beyond understanding. It's like Like, I've traveled the world. I've been invited to the White House. I know top-level thought leaders all around the world, and I'd rather be in a room. I'd rather be on the phone. I'd rather be in a conversation with any one of these, because these individuals, like, they're making it happen in the trenches. They're helping other people to learn to think in a very different way very quickly. So you connect with these people at a frequency. And so Kevin and Lee, I would encourage you all to go ahead and say, okay, so we have Kevin coming. Okay, cool. That's great. Now who's next? So how do we get, Ski? How do we get Matt? How do we get like a whole team? I mean, it's great that Cheryl's going to be attending, Philadelphia. Love that. But I've been part of mastermind events where there's like 6 people from Tanglewood. And that's even more magical to see all 6 of them function together. Is like, it's like a whole family of people that are wizards and wizardesses. Like, to really talk and drill deep into their company and what they're struggling with and their successes and their frustrations. It's like genius that's happening. And then how do you go ahead and maybe get Nadine from Kosovo? Or maybe Melissa, who's thinking about, and Jason, who's thinking about, and Dale thinking about going over to Israel. And how about the individuals in the Gambia? I mean, a new group that's working on getting started in Greece, or the students from Kosovo Leadership Academy. Like, how does Lee and how does Kevin, how do you take the magical experiences that you both experience in having one simple conversation, and how do you transfer that? And how do you multiply that? Questions or thoughts from anyone on any of that?
I hope people listen to the recording, because I know I'm going to be listening to the recording on that. That's exactly it.
And what's even more important, Kevin, like, what would even be more powerful? What would be even more powerful than you listening to it?
Is everybody else do it? Or everybody else listen to it?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Anybody have any? Like, anybody have any suggestions?
Kevin passing it on to others that might need help on this area.
Or listening to it with them. Say, hey, could you listen to this together?
Right.
So Lee, did everybody see the subtlety of Lee on how she's subtly, like, seducing me? Does anyone see that? Or is it too subtle? Did Lee even recognize she was doing it?
I think she did. I could be wrong.
Okay.
She said, I sent you the invitation. You didn't come, but Kevin, I didn't send the invitation to Kevin, but he's coming.
Right. Nice, Kevin. Very nice. So leverage, we talk, if you're not part of the leverage project, you want to be part of the leverage project. Like, is Lee going to get me to come out to Reno?
Of course I am.
I love that optimism. Kevin wasn't so optimistic. So if we wanted to help Lee leverage, what would she do? Getting the wizard out behind the curtain is next to impossible.
You have to capture his heart, but I think she's already done that.
Yeah, I'm not committed yet. She has, but no. Here's a little trick here.
Yeah.
So, like, how amazing would it be, like, if Kevin came out, but what if you got his wife out? Or his daughters? Like, how magical would that be? Like, that'd be even more amazing. So, if you can't get somebody, get their spouse. Or what's even more powerful than maybe the spouse?
Their grandkids.
Oh, you go
kids?
children, and then the grandkids.
Yeah, and then,
you get the grandkids. Like, if you got my
Right.
grandkids to come out,
Right.
it's like, oh my gracious, like that would be almost impossible for me to resist
Right.
that.
Right. So she'd probably grab Katrina's heart and bring her to Reno, and of course Lily's going to be coming with her to Reno.
I
Then
mean,
Grandpa's going to be coming to Reno.
right. Because like Lily, she just captures, like she gets the attention from everybody. It's like Grandpa wants the
She controls
attention.
the room.
I mean, unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, how come she gets more attention than I do? Anyway.
Yeah, all we have to do is bring her to the stage.
Yep. It's, yep. All right. Sorry, Kevin. I'm done, I think. My time is out.
No, that was spectacular. Folks, it's hard to explain what's going on. I just hope you're experiencing this. I hope you're starting to listen at a deep level. I hope your heart is starting to change. Because when your heart changes, your eyes open and you see the things you never saw before. And that's what we want you to see. It's not just, how can I, convert more prospects to clients? I mean, remember, that's the topic, right? Converting more prospects to clients. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about higher level. We're talking about capturing people's hearts and their minds. And why? So that we can point them in the direction that's going to absolutely make a difference positively in their lives. And they can duplicate that anywhere in the world. So, Mark, thank you so much. That was just absolutely fantastic. I'm just so excited. So thank you for doing that.
Yep.
So we're going to move into our next. You're welcome. We're going to move into our next segment. We're going to be doing wins and biggest challenges. Wins and biggest challenges. We kind of overlapped a little bit with what's happening up in Reno, but I'm taking a plane flight as soon as this, and this will end on time because my ride will be here, and I'll be going to Philly. So I'm going to have back-to-back mastermind seminars. I'm excited about that. Why? Philadelphia is absolutely going to explode. We got major people. We have people that have networks and networks and networks of people. I mean, the average person knows 200 to 300 people. The average business owner knows 5,500 people. And when you get to higher and higher levels of networks and capture their hearts, like Steve and Brian Propp and all the people that are out there, a high level is going to happen. I mean, it can literally be nationwide, even from Philadelphia. And that's what's going to happen tonight and tomorrow. So that's a huge win. I mean, we've had it in Cincinnati. We've had it now in Chicago several times, but now it's in Philadelphia. It will be in Reno. It's going to be in Maryland. It's going to be in Boston. It's going to be in Kosovo. And it's going to be in Indiana. Those are huge wins coming up, folks. So get on board the Mastermind Seminars train. We don't want to leave without you, but guess what? We are rolling. So run and catch the train. That's my message to you today. What other wins and biggest challenges are out there? Come on, let's make sure that we can help people actually accomplish what they came here to accomplish. Is there anyone? Wins, biggest challenge. What you guys thinking? Maybe we talk biggest challenges. What are the challenges you guys are having in any area of your business?
So I'm thinking, Kevin, that some people don't quite know what a win is and what a biggest challenge is. So could you elaborate on what that means to people?
Can I answer that, Kevin?
Go ahead.
Can I chime in on that?
Please.
I was at, this is Lee, and I was at a networking event Saturday morning, and at a roundtable discussion, learned that a prospect his partner wants to leave her full-time job to be a full-time entrepreneur because that's where her passion is, but she didn't want to leave her job because she needed the benefits. And I chimed in and said, I can connect you with somebody who may be able to help you with that. And Kevin was who I had top of mind because we already had that profitable partnership conversation of possibilities. And so when I saw that opportunity, I connected them, even though here was a prospect, I she needed answers right away. I sent her an email. I had not met her in person, and I just aligned to Kevin and said, hey, Kevin, here's an opportunity for a connection. Will you follow through on this? And he did, and it's my understanding they had a really terrific conversation, and they're seeing how they can move forward. That, to me, is an amazing win.
So, Lee, how do you connect those dots? Like how, like most people are not able to go, they don't have the bandwidth to be able to connect the dots. How do you do it?
I do it by building relationships. I know that the bigger my network is and the more solid I have those relationships within that network, the better I'm going to have at creating those connections. That's my purpose. So that's my zone. That's my lane that I'm driving in. And if you know, whatever your industry is, that's your particular lane. And so where you want to find the people in that to make that lane, you know, the best carpool lane possible. Nobody wants to drive in the inner 2, 3, 4 lanes, right? We want to be all the way on the left-hand side in that carpool lane, passing everybody up, getting closer to our goals, achieving more, doing more in less time and less energy. You got to build your carpool.
See, I think it's more than that for you, Lee.
What are you thinking, Mark?
It's something in your heart. Like it's something, like you're unusual. You're like Matt King. You're like Brian Propp. Like there's a purity of heart there, where you just want to help people. Like you have this heart, so you're looking more out for other people than you are yourself. And that's unusual. So the question is,
okay.
Like the question is how do you clone that? Like how do you help other people? Like you and I were talking, and you said, "Oh, you know, he's one of those people," and I'm like, what does that mean? And you're like, "Oh, he's one that looks good, sounds good, talks good, but he doesn't follow through." And I'm like, "How do you deal with that?" And you're like, "I used to be one of those people." I'm like, what's your story? And you shared your story, and you realized, and there was this epiphany, you know, this radical change of thinking like 3 years ago. Well, you're one of those people, Lee, now. You're one of those people that cares more about other people than you do yourself. Like, that's abnormal. That's unusual. And other people should be one of those people. But how did you become that? And how do you help other people see that and embrace that type of mindset?
I think that's a great question, and I think it came to me through another personal challenge, an obstacle where it forced me to look within myself and examine where is my joy, where is my happiness, and out of that sprang this magnificent fountain of I am happiest when I am serving other people with greater purpose.
See, that's your biggest challenge, is how do you go ahead and help other people come to that sooner in life rather than later?
Right.
So when I was a teenager, I was working 5 jobs, literally, making lots of money, and I was taught to be very frugal, but I gave a lot of money away. And I realized as a teenager that that's when I was happiest, when I was giving my money away, working hard, not consuming a lot myself, not indulging myself, but when I was working really, really, really hard and I was giving that money to other people, I realized as a teenager that is when I was most fulfilled. So somehow it's condensing, like the 17 years you were one of those people that came up with excuses and rationale and all of that for 17 years. How do you reduce that? How do you help to awaken people faster? So real quick, Kevin, a win. I know we got to move on to the next segment, but my win is my 15-month-old granddaughter who's seen her dad, her birth father, one time in her life. And
wow.
I feel bad for him. I hurt for him. And so she is putting together her first 1-minute MVP video that's the secret on what women want in every man. Every woman wants in a man. What does she want more than anything else from a man? At 15 months old, she knows that secret and she's putting together a video. That's my win, because the economic engine that her mother and her uncles and her aunts and her grandfather and her grandmother, the economic engine that they're building for her to earn her own money to go ahead and put herself through college or whatever she wants to do is just huge. And that can happen for any child at risk. It can happen for any girl, any boy. It's universally true. Very cool.
How can somebody connect and be that person like Lily?
It's connect with the individual who invited you to participate in today's session, and then have them either do a 30-minute strategy session on you, or if they don't know how to do it yet, they'll introduce you to somebody who knows how to do the 30-minute strategy session. It all starts with a 30-minute strategy session and really understanding our personality and how do we take our gifts and how do we magnify those.
That's powerful. Thank you so much, Mark. Lee, thank you so much. Appreciate you sharing. You guys are terrific. We're going to move into our next segment, as Mark said, and we're going to bring back Lee Smith. She is running B2B Matched in Reno, Nevada. Absolutely spectacular networking, but more than anything, as you heard on that last segment, I hope you listened to it. If you are joining us just now, get the recording. The recording will be out very shortly. Mastermind-seminars.org, and look for other mastermind events in the segments you're going to find. You're going to see last month's event, which is going to be this month's event, and listen to it. It's huge. It's spectacular. So Lee's going to come. She's going to be sharing with us the DNA for People. It's Personality Masteries, and she's going to help us understand how important it is to understand personalities so that we can convert more prospects to client. Lee, it's all you.
Thanks, Kevin. It's such an honor to be here. And Personality Masteries is amazing. And if you are a leader and or a salesperson that wants to connect with your prospects quickly and do it in a fun and exciting way and in a way that optimizes your possibilities of converting them into clients, then it's crucial that you learn and understand and apply these masteries. And it's a way of presenting information so that your prospects can understand it easily and process that information. And we do that with just 2 simple questions. The first question is, which do you like most? And you show them a cube, a pyramid, a wavy line, or ball. So which do you like most? The cube, the pyramid, the wavy line, or the ball? The second question you ask is, which of these 4 things would cause you the most frustration? Things not being done properly in order, things out of control, things that are boring or not fun, or having conflict with others. And so you can use this as a conversation starter, as an icebreaker. It's a great way to pique curiosity and demonstrate that you think differently. And that little element alone creates attraction. Because people kind of get bored with the status quo, they'll turn it out. But when they hear something different, they will tune in. And once you have the answer to those two questions, then you can explain it to them. And you're going to be providing information that shows them their strengths and their weaknesses, what they like and what they don't like, what turns them on, what turns them off. If they're married, who they're married to, what conflicts they might be experiencing in that marriage. You'll know what to say to them, when to say it, and how to say it. And so in particular with converting prospects into clients, when we look at the cube, they are the analytical. They like paying attention to details. They like things that are precise. They prefer to dot their I's and cross their T's. If they prefer the pyramid, they are a driver. They have a big vision. They see the big picture. They know where they want to go, and they know how to get there. And they're able to make those things happen with drive and aggressiveness. If they choose the wavy line, they're an expressive. They like connecting with people and having fun, and they're filled with energy, excitement, and enthusiasm. And if they choose the ball, they're the amiable. They want peace. They want cooperation. They want things to run smoothly. And so then you continue the conversation by saying, did you know your greatest strength is your greatest weakness? And you pause just like that. Let that sink in. Your greatest strength is your greatest weakness. Let's look back at the analytical with the cube. You don't like things out of order, and you might take up too much time getting caught up in the details. It's great that you pay attention to the details, but are you losing time because you're paying too much attention there and you're not fully getting the job done? With the driver, you like to push forward and you don't like things out of control, but in the process of moving forward and going to the top, are you running over other people? With the expressive, you don't like things to be boring or fun. You want to keep things fun. So you might lose time getting distracted with all this fun, and you're not getting the task done and staying on task in a timely manner. And with the amiable, yes, you love people and you have compassion and you want to avoid conflict with others, but are you missing out on important opportunities where you can have impact? So these are, great strengths and great weaknesses, and our weaknesses are just our greatest strengths misapplied. So what you want to do as a leader and as a salesperson is be quad polar or a chameleon. What does that mean? That means knowing all four of these personalities and being able to switch to any given personality to convert your prospects into clients. You don't want to be telling a driver a bunch of stories when all they want is to see the big picture. What do you need to keep in mind as you're learning and applying these? With the analytical, you're going to, answer their questions with facts, help them with an organized presentation, help them understand that they're making a sound decision. And if it's something that you can do ahead of time, provide a printout with all the information laid out and easy to follow. And then if you're working, you're going to be working with a driver, you're going to show them how quickly they can achieve their goal within that big picture. You're going to be direct. You're going to be precise, to the point, not wasting any time. And you're going to simply show them how that decision makes sense. Working with the expressive, you're going to show them how the process is going to be fun and easy for them. You're going to give them lots of praise. You're not going to bore them or hold them down with details, but you're going to build that picture. You're going to build that feeling that they're going to experience in being your client. And if you're working with an amiable, because you're taking the time to get to know them, you're diving deep and you're building trust through that conversation. You're not pushing too hard. You're not pushing a conflict. You're not throwing down a hard sell. You're making them feel like they're part of the team or part of the family. And so what is the point of getting to know your prospect's personality? It's all about communication and building that relationship. And with these two questions, again, you can do that within 15 seconds. And you might even show them something that they don't even see themselves. And when they experience that, they go, wow, you're getting to the heart of that person and they want to connect with you. They can't help themselves. It's like a bug going to the light, just fully attracted. And when you're fully engaged with them in this type of communication, you're going to avoid the pain that they don't desire because you're going to be aware of what their pain points are. You're going to keep their attention. You're going to create more curiosity and keep that conversation going. And you're going to give them information in a way that helps them make a better decision. And you're going to find more yeses than nos. The average closing rate is about 20%. The best in the world, companies have a closing rate of 30%. When you learn and apply these 2 questions in your conversations with your prospects, you just might find you jumping to the next dimension. It might be 40%, 50%. How awesome would that be? I challenge you to give it a try with your next prospect. Understand their personality, engage that conversation, and see if they don't convert to your next client. Kevin, I'll open up to questions.
That was great. Questions. We have a couple minutes just for questions.
Do you find, Lee, you have you struggle with getting people to go ahead and answer the questions in the first place?
I have not encountered that yet. No, I'm like, this is a fun way for us to get to know one another, and they just jump right in. And I have dealt with all 4 personalities, and I have not had a single person turn away.
Okay. So
and then when I show them the insight, it's great. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you think maybe it's your approach, and do you make it fun when you do it, or do you have something that you say that draws them in?
I'm all about keeping it simple, and if it's not broke, I don't try to fix it. So I just jump in with, can I ask you a couple of questions? And when I ask the first question, which of these 4 shapes would you tend to like the most, and I draw them out, then they might turn their head to the side, but they will always answer the question and say, great, I have another follow-up question. And then I give them the 4 frustrations, and they continue to participate. And then when I can provide the insight, I don't say, well, here's what I know about you now. I say, so do you find yourself, dotting your I's and crossing your T's and really paying attention to detail? And they go, yeah. And I'm like, I kind of knew that because you picked the cube first. And then I'll provide additional information. But getting them to answer the questions in the first place, it's just, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
So people who are
prepared for that. Go ahead.
So people who are listening to this say, oh, it's that simple? And they actually could go ahead and learn to do that very easily. And so it may bring out like I was bringing out the fear in some people that say, well, what if somebody doesn't want to answer the question? But you seem to give the understanding that people don't have to go ahead and be afraid to do that.
Absolutely not. A lot of times when you're meeting with a prospect, there is an expectation of you're going to be exchanging questions anyway to get to know one another. And this is just a different way of doing it. So I say keep it simple. Do not make it hard. Just throw it out there. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? Question 1 with the shapes, question 2 with the frustrations, and go from there.
Excellent. That's great. That's all the time we have for it. But, man, that was fantastic. Lee, Rosanna, thank you so much for those questions. And, Lee, again, thank you so much for that was absolutely amazing. Again, this is a segment that you need to go watch again and share with somebody else. Better yet, sit down with them and watch it with them, like Mark said earlier. Say, let me just show you something real quick. And you pull it up on your smartphone and just show it to them. Boom, there you go, man. Wow, what did you think about that? Wow, well, I'm part of this every third Thursday. It's a virtual event. You should check it out. It's totally changed my business. Lee, Rosanna, thank you so much. We're going to be moving into our next segment. We're going to bring back Rosanna. She is the leader of Spectacular Women, the Awesome Women's Group, and she's going to be helping us understand the DNA for Business, which is the 530 grid, and how that helps us convert more prospects to clients. Now we've got some idea of what the personalities are about and who we're talking about. Now this is where we take them. Rosanna, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. So last month we spoke on generating more and better leads, and we have a lead box that's full now, box 3. We've already gone ahead and tracked our leads, and so we have our lead box full. Well, what do we do with that? What is it that we want to accomplish with that lead box full? We've been tracking them. We have them figured out, and we have the best ones rose to the top. So what is it that we want to accomplish? We want to make those leads into a client. And what else would the leads be if they were just sitting there? So how do we do that? And what do we do to make them a client? We need to go ahead and keep touching base with them. On box 5, on the 530 grid, we're supposed to touch base with them regularly. And we want to touch base with them the things that they understand and they're able to focus on and they're able to relate to. So what is it that we want to go ahead and get them to do? We want them to move. We want them to get from one place to another. First, they're the prospect, and now we want to move them to the client. So we don't want to drop them. We don't want to say, oh, we'll connect with you next week, and then we put them somewhere and we forget that we needed to connect with them next week. They're not going to go ahead and be very happy with us. They might just say, well, yeah, I guess this is another business that says they'll do something, and they're not going to do it. So we want to make sure that we're following through with what we have chosen to do with this particular prospect. So making sure that we have systems in place to follow through and to get them to move from point A to point B. We need to move out of the golden triangle on our 530 grid. We've already done the golden triangle. We've identified the targets. We've developed and delivered the message. We've tracked the leads. We've grouped the messages together. Now we need to move a little bit further outside of that box. We need to move outside the golden triangle. So what box is it that we need to move to? And what do we want to accomplish with that box? So box 8, what is that? It's master present solution. What are the prospects? Why are they not moving? And why are they just sitting there? And what are we going to make them clients? And so we need to figure out, what is it, the present solution? What is it that we want to do with this particular prospect? And then after we get to that, how about box 9, improving pressure points and to measure results? So we want to go ahead and move them from the place they are to the point to be a client. Well, something's not working. What is missing? Are the prospects ready? And if not, why? Did we miss something with them? Study your prospects. Go back to the questions that you asked them. Study them more. See if there's something that you're missing as far as the client themselves. You want to go ahead and be able to get to the point where the prospect is a client, and after they are a client, then you want to ask them for referrals. You can't ask them for referrals if you don't have them as a client. At least you shouldn't until you've kind of figured out what is it that you're missing with a particular prospect. Prospects are a dime a dozen, sometimes people say, but you want to make sure you got the best prospects and the best client to move to the best client. And I am kind of lost after that as far as what I should do if they are not moving from the client or the prospect to the client. And so I'd kind of like to open it up to Mark and see if he has an idea how to move that from one point A to point B if they're not moving.
I can do that. So what we have is we've gone down, we've identified targets, as Rosanna said, box 1, box 2, develop and deliver a message, then we track the leads, then we ask for key questions, then we present solution. If they say no, then we put a strategic strike. So Rosanna's got all of the mechanics. You do all of that, but it still doesn't work. Why not? Well, what you need is some miracle grow, and the miracle grow is going to be box 12. So what we do is we take and we identify why prospects are lost or why they're not converting, box 13 in area 3, the sale. We then feed that back into box 12 into our servicing system. You're priced too high. You don't have the product that I want. You're too aggressive. You're not aggressive enough. I don't believe in your service. I've heard bad things. There's something online about you. I mean, there's a million different things on why people are not going to work with us. So what we want to do is we want to find people that have those same experiences, those same thoughts, that are clients of ours, and then we're going to create testimonies like Miracle Grow, and we're going to take those testimonies and we're going to drive them from box 12 into box 2, which is going to generate more and better leads. If we have better leads, it's going to be easier to convert them. We're going to drive those back into box 5, into our strategic strikes. Our strategic strikes are communication. We might create like 1-minute MVP videos on them. So we could create, MVP videos, successes that they see, one success, and then another success, and then another success, and then another success. So we automate that process, and then we feed those successes back into presenting solutions, and then into even how we ask questions. And then we present those successes back into getting more referrals and creating clients for life. So we create a magical, momentum that's integrating all 5 areas, all 30 boxes together in the most amazing way. And as we do that, we're going to reduce our sales cycle and we're going to increase the effectiveness of what we do. Does that answer your question, Rosanna?
It does. I appreciate that. It helps to know what to do when you get lost.
Sure.
So I think from
Great.
there, I am going to pass it back to Kevin.
Great. Rosanna, thank you so much. Mark, appreciate that. See, this is together everybody achieves more than we ever could on our own. You see how Mark just jumped in? You may not have realized that, that there's people that are here that are here to help you and help you convert more prospects to clients faster. And that's really important. We're going to be moving into our last segment now. And we might have just a minute here for questions. Are there any questions about what Mark or what Rosanna had talked about here in the 530 grid and how to do this? Okay. Excellent. We're going to move on to the next segment then, and that's going to be our last segment of the BOS system. And again, the BOS system is the business operating system, and we're going to be talking about the DNA for life. So we had Lee talk about the DNA for people and how important it is for the cube, the pyramid, the wavy line, and the ball to find out who they are. The next thing as we convert more prospects to clients now, we understand that there is a system, the golden triangle, and moving outside the golden triangle to box 8, into box 12, which is the Miracle Grow that feeds back into the golden triangle, which is box 1 through 6. Now we're moving into DNA for life. The DNA for life are the laws that tie everything together. So Mark Boersma, who is the president of Synergy Solutions, is going to come and help us understand how the natural laws, the DNA for life, help us convert more prospects to clients. Take it away, Mark.
Thanks, Kevin. I always love doing this segment, and I hate it. It's like, you can't just give me 10 minutes. What's up with that? So if we go to dnaforlife-laws.com, and then we go to free cool stuff, then we go down to video library, there's over 500 natural laws. I can't go ahead and, squeeze 500. Which one do I choose from? There's so many that I could use. And then I try to cut the drama back, go back to convert more prospects to clients. Take a deep breath. Then I think. And then I'm going, okay, well, what do we cover in year 4? And what do we cover in year 3? And then what do we cover in year 1 and 2? I don't want to cover anything we've covered in now. But if you haven't participated in those, you definitely want to go back to those, because it's it's going to be something new and different this year. What is it going to be? And it's I think I know what it's going to be. It's going to be a supernatural law. I'm going to go into the white papers, so the cool free stuff, white papers. Then I'm going to go, there's over 60 of these. Then I'm going to scroll down on these, and I'm going to say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the one that's different than all the others, and it's going to be leverage. See, the 60, you can go in, and you can, in these 60, you can just go in and view any one of them, and then if you like, you can register. You don't have to. You can get the white paper, but if you're interested in any of the topics, you can say, hey, I'd like to get updates on it. They're always continuing to update them. But the leverage one is different. There's 5 secret authors. And you have to fill out a survey, then you have to agree, because it's the magical arts of positive motivation and manipulation. Isn't that what it's all about? I mean, isn't that what we're looking at? Now, you might be thinking, I'm sure you're not, but some of your friends might be thinking, well, wait a minute. Magical arts and positive, I mean, motivation, of course, motivation's always good, but manipulation, like, that's always bad. So often people, they're not thinking like, come on, folks, let's think about it. You can negatively motivate somebody or you can positively manipulate them. And so I'm thinking, like we want to go and convert more prospects to clients. How do we do that? It's through leverage. Well, what are we going to leverage? Everything. Like, what do you mean by everything, Mark? I mean everything. We're gonna leverage when we look at the 530 grid. We're going to leverage, the demographics that they came from. We're going to leverage, so box 1, the groups that they're a part of, the targets that they're, with. We're going to leverage our message. We're going to leverage the how we track that. We're going to leverage our questions. We're going to learn how to do the 30-minute strategy session that'll sell everything. I mean, anything and everything that you want to do. We're going to leverage where they get leads from. We're going to leverage their biggest challenge. We're going to leverage what they love help with. We're going to leverage their personality. We're going to leverage what they'd like to change about themselves. We're going to leverage their life vision. We're going to leverage everything about everyone. If we went ahead and got the referral from, our past clients. So what's interesting is Matt King is a new client of ours. It was so interesting. He reminds me a lot of Brian Propp, who's a client of ours. He reminds me of Lee, who's a profitable partner where we're partnering together. I'm trying to help her business. She's trying to help mine. And she just sent me an amazing lead. I'm going to be meeting with him this afternoon and hope to just absolutely rock his life in a way that changes everything for him, that changes everything for Lee, that changes everything for everyone connected around for it. And so if we get referrals, how do we build a system to be a referral machine? See, there's some things here that are rocket science and brain surgery. So there's some things that, that it is. It's like what Rosanna was talking about, like, whoa, like that's some pretty, hefty stuff. Like, what's the golden triangle? Like, what is that? And what Lee was talking about, integration of the personalities. And so, we'll see here where you can actually integrate, personality masteries into your marketing. Like, that's leverage. Or you can integrate personality masteries into your pre-sales. Well, that's leverage. But just gaining a referral from somebody who's a trusted friend or an advisor or a partner or a friend or family member or a coworker, I mean, that's leverage. And so if we're getting our referrals from the right sources, we're just going to convert more prospects to clients. We just will. When we look at, Kevin was sharing earlier, if we were paying attention, like it's important, like Kevin's like a wizard. Like Lee, she's a wizardess. Rosanna, she's a wizardess. Like paying attention to what they're saying. And so when Kevin said, the average person on the street knows 250 people. The average business owner knows over 5,500 people. Like did that, like 20 times more? Yeah, like the client for life. What about box 16, obtaining B2B and B2C referrals? Never in all of world's history have we ever been so connected, not in deep relationships, but a plethora of surface relationships through social media. But what if we leverage that? What if we took box 12, like Rosanna was talking about, and got all of our clients, not all of only our clients, but what if we had, like Ken Bucci, who's a CPA out of the East Coast, like what if, who has over 100 business owners, and so 100 business owners, what's 100 business owners times 5,500? That's 550,000 people. What if he thinks outside the box and he leverages like the 1-minute videos, not only his, but what if he leverages Kevin's, and what if he leverages Rosanna's and the Awesome Women? What if he leverages Lee's? Like, what if they're all leveraging one another, and all of a sudden it's like, my gracious, everywhere I go, I see something spectacular about you, how you're changing people's lives, like leverage passion, leverage drama, leverage everything. I'm guessing if we do that properly and for the mutual benefit of everyone, my guess is we're going to convert more prospects to clients. That's what I've got, Kevin.
Excellent. That's great. Again, I hope you all were listening. There's some magic in there. Again, nobody got charged to be on this virtual event, but what you're getting is amazing. I hope you don't take the opportunity to think, well, it didn't cost me anything to get in, to think the information must not be that great. Folks, we truly, truly believe your life can be changed, and that's why we're doing it. See, our life vision is to help people at a very, very core level and help everyone. That's everyone, and that includes you. So, Mark, thank you so much for what you did. Rosanna, thank you. Lee, we thank you again. We're going to move right into question and answer, so I'll just open it up for anyone that has a question for Mark or any of the speakers. But let's start with any questions that anybody would have for Mark on the fantastic way he approached leverage and helping us understand how it's going to convert more prospects to clients. Any questions? If you are talking, you are on mute.
I think, Kevin, leverage is something that people struggle with because they think if they leverage somebody, they're going to drive that person away. How do you leverage something without driving the person away, Mark?
It's a good question. People will tend, like when Lee was talking about the personalities, so understanding at a deep level people's personality. So people will tend to be friends with people who are like them and fall in love with people who are opposite. So do you want to be liked or do you want to be loved? The key is to be liked first and then to be, loved secondary. And so get people to like you. Well, how do you get people to like you? Be like them. So with the amiable, be really, really nice and like soft tones and talk about the kids and the grandkids and all the other types of things that amiables like to talk about. Share about you. Use a tone. Get them to like you. With the analytic, praise their intellect. They're like, wow. Like get to know, like they know stuff that nobody else knows, and so give them recognition for the intellect that they have, and ask them questions about the intellect that they have. So that's a level 2 frequency. Level 3 frequency is the expressive laugh. Have fun, like joke around, like loosen up, for crying out loud. It's not that big a deal. Like life is fun, have fun, and they'll like you. And the driver, they'll like you. When you get down to business, don't talk about family or friends or superficial things. Talk about something significant. Ask them a question that has significance and value. It's not the weather. It's not the sports. It's like, if anybody could help you in any area of your life, what would you love help with? What's your life vision? What you've been put on this? They like questions that are significant, and so asking them significant questions. So identifying the frequency, the personality somebody is, and then connecting into that personality, they'll like you. Once somebody likes you, then you can start to go ahead and be the opposite personality. And they'll fall in love with you. And so the analytic, they love to be recognized for how much intellect they have, but are they really as smart as they think they are? The driver loves to go ahead and be driven and they don't love the conflict, but they love what the conflict produces, which is excellence, which is something of significance. I mean, if you're nice to somebody all the time, of course they're going to be nice to you. But if you challenge somebody, will they stick around or will they, exit? And so being able to challenge them, but challenge them in a way that not a driver would challenge them. The amiable, they love harmony, but what about if there is some conflict? So doing the opposite is counterintuitive to what people think, and that will forge deep relationships, or can. So understanding this in a scientific manner and then applying this with different people. And then recognizing that if you vaporize somebody, you're not really vaporizing them. They just can't handle your frequency, which maybe is good for them and maybe is good for you. So it's having confidence that, I'm special, just like everybody else is special. And so, if somebody doesn't want to be around me, it's fine. It's okay. Like not being afraid, not being fearful of having somebody reject us, and having confidence in who we are and what we can do and the value we bring will do a lot. Does that make sense, Rosanna?
It does. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Great question. Thank you for the answer, Mark. We have time for one more question. About personalities or 530 grid, or maybe anything about the natural laws?
I think I have a question for you, Kevin. So,
yeah, what's that?
When we look at the 12 topics, all of the 12 topics connect back into our life vision.
Right.
And so, why is your 1 minute MVP video? Why has that been so significant to you in all levels? And why would you recommend that, like everybody on the planet, gets one of those?
Right. So it's been significant for me. Now you say in all levels. Levels of what? What are you referring to? Levels?
Well, I mean, has it helped you in business? Has it helped you spiritually? Has it helped you in your life vision?
Yes.
Has it helped you in your marriage and friends and family?
Yes. Yes. It's a way to connect with everyone. It's a way to connect with everyone, and you can now go to any direction, like you said, business or family or whatever it is. So it has been fantastic. I would recommend everybody get a 1 minute video.
Why though?
And make sure that. What's that?
Why?
Well, because in 1 minute, people have a very, very clear idea of what you're trying to communicate, and then the next step is helping them take the action to help them change their life.
It doesn't seem possible. I mean, how 1 minute?
Yeah.
I mean, what can be done in 1 minute?
It captures them. Well, a lot can be done in 1 minute. There's MVP is magical in that they have visual, they have music, they have words that are carefully crafted, and it all impacts at a high level in 1 minute. People have time for 1 minute. That's it. And when they see that, they're like, wow, that was unbelievable. What do I do next? And you can share it with anyone. It's unreal. They should contact MVP Productions to get this thing done.
Cool. Thanks.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to be moving into our last segment, and that is great things next month. Well, I'm telling you what, we are now going to be in month 4, which is next month, which is going to be converting prospects faster. I mean, if you thought the value of installing systems was amazing, and it was, helping people understand how it works, and then generating more and better leads once we have a system in place. And now this month, converting more and more prospects to clients, man, now we're ramping up to month 4. Next month, which is going to be the third Thursday, every third Thursday, 10:30 Central, and it's going to be converting prospects faster. We want to do it faster. We want to do it. If you know anybody who's a driver, anyone who's a pyramid in that in the scenario that Lee had brought forth, man, these are going to be the people that want it. Also, the expressives, the wavy lines. So the pyramids and the wavy lines are going to want to move. So anybody you know who's a pyramid or a wavy line, you invite them to this next event. Now you need to invite everybody because they're gonna see how it's going to help impact their business in a very positive and amazing way. But those two personalities are going to get the most out of it. So invite the people next month. That's going to be fantastic. Like I said, I've got minutes away, and you probably heard the doorbell ring in the background. If you didn't, I'm letting you know. I'm about hopping on a plane to go to Philadelphia. Philadelphia, we're going to be starting with the value of installing systems. That is a huge win. Oh, my goodness. We are all set up and primed in Philly to make it the Thrilla and Philla. And people are going to really be able to respond well to this because why? Because it's constructed in a way that the analytic, that the driver, that the expressive, and the amiable all together are able to work and truly use each other's gifts to build each other's businesses in a way that's really important and really significant. So can't wait to do that tonight. It's going to be a great, it's going to be a spectacular kickoff dinner. Tomorrow's going to be what we did today, except it's going to be the value of installing systems. And then we're getting geared up. We're already in the 12-week countdown. I think this is week 11 for the Indiana event. And that's going to be amazing. And we're excited to see what's going to happen then. We're going to start with the value. We always start with the value of installing systems. Why? Because that's where people can handle it. That's kind of a level 1, 2, and 3, 4 frequency. But if you really look at it, it's in many ways the value of installing systems helps people at a level 1 and a level 2, and then into a level 3, and then some people can catch that level 4. So you don't want to miss that. If you're anywhere near Indiana, you definitely want to be there. If you're going to be in Philadelphia, we want you to come out. It's going to be in Philadelphia tomorrow, and then Kosovo's coming up. Holy cow! That's going to be in June, which is next month. We have a whole team flying out to do the value of installing systems. Same month, we're going to do it in Maryland. If your head's spinning, it should be. It should be. There's so much going on. And then Reno, Nevada is going to be next year in 2019 to kick off the whole year. Lee Smith, who just spoke, she's going to be the host out there, and it's going to be a fantastic event. More events are coming. Like I said, Boston, everywhere else. If you want to host an event, just go to mastermind-seminars.org, check us out, and you can find a way. And if you're on Twitter, you can do @mm_seminars. And let us know you'd love to host an event, or you'd love to get more information. You'd love to find out that leverage white paper. What was that all about? How can I leverage positively manipulate, because it's happening all the time. Let's do it in a positive way and really help truly everyone achieve more. So I'm going to close this out and say thank you to absolutely everyone, all the speakers, to Mark Boersma, to Rosanna, to Lee, and to everyone who has jumped on the call. Thank you for being here. You guys have a fantastic day, and we will see you next month. Bye-bye.
Wow. So what did you think? Did you feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose? A lot of information in a very short period of time. We get it. Don't worry if you don't pick it all up the first time, because each month you'll come back, you'll pick up more and more each and every month. The more we pick up and apply, the more money we'll earn as a result of attending this event, and the more time we'll have, the less stress we'll have, and the greater life balance we'll have in every area of life we value. Often people ask, what's next? Great question. Did you register yet that you attended? If not, do that immediately at www.mastermind-seminars.org/register. That's www.mastermind-seminars.org/register. And we will assist you in having strong follow-through with what you learn. There are some amazing follow-up resources that we will get over. There is no charge for any of these resources. Okay, so you've registered. Now what? If you haven't already done your complimentary 30-minute gift coaching session, then that is the place to start. Go to www.dnaforsuccess.com. Go to the top drop-down, examination, and then free 30-minute strategy session. Click on that. It will literally take you 3 minutes to complete that, and then someone from Legacy Partners and Mastermind Seminars will call you and give you your 30-minute strategy session. Again, there's no cost. It's a gift from every one of us to you. Go into that 30-minute strategy session expecting that your business and life will be changed forever, because it has so for so many people. Again, go to www.dnaforsuccess.com, go to the top drop-down examination, and then free 30-minute strategy session. Once you complete that, there are so many different possible solutions to assist you in overcoming the biggest challenge you're currently facing, and how to help you develop your very own BOS, the engine which runs your business. There are weekly live mastermind calls, coffee connections you can attend at no cost. There are online courses, group coaching, media solutions, and even one-on-one coaching which can be provided to you depending on your specific needs and overall goals. Please do not leave today without committing to meeting with at least 2 other people, either over coffee or over the phone, at a minimum once a week, to follow through on all the amazing information, ideas, tools, systems, and great people, both locally and then around the world, through Mastermind Seminars and Legacy Partners. One side note, because there is no charge to attend, participate, and gain massive benefit from Mastermind Seminars, individuals often wonder, how do these amazing events are funded? Well, they are actually funded by generous individuals just like you who give financially weekly through Coffee Connection contributions or monthly through Mastermind Seminars. Your generous contribution to Life Masteries Institute, which is an IRS-approved 501c3 nonprofit organization, not only enables the events, tools, and networks to be developed and given to you and others, but also a portion of your gift goes to many great causes. When we give generously in a financial way, we gain financially as well. No gift is too small. Even giving $5 a week or even a month will make a big difference. To give, go to www.mastermind-seminars.org/pay-it-forward. That's www.mastermind-seminars.org/pay-it-forward. Here is what others have found. In just getting started with my company, I didn't feel I could give anything. Even $5 a month was a sacrifice. I decided to do that, and as soon as I started to give financially, I became more focused on turning what I was learning into financial gain for me personally, and it worked. I'm now contributing a little more and will continue to increase my giving as my business and income grows. Adam, a new entrepreneur. We have given over $45,000 because we know it's the right thing to do. Yes, we do give of our personal and company resources, time and talents, but we also know how important it is to give financially as well. We have found that when we give financially, we become more focused on turning our involvement into sales and financial success. It seems that those who do not give financially, they often do not gain financial benefit. The entire Mastermind Seminar experience has done more for building a successful culture through our entire company than hundreds of thousands of dollars in consultants, seminars, and workshops. We've accomplished more in a couple of years than the 20-plus years prior. Any individual, any company, any organization which does buy in and get their entire company involved is, how do I best say it, missing out on a chance of a lifetime. Alan Stein and Nancy Virts, owners, www.tanglewoodconservatories.com. I give financially weekly, and my business has more than doubled. Ginger Ann Collins, owner EVA, executive virtual assistant, and executive coach. www.dnaforsuccess.com/implementation/E-VAS. The more I give financially, the more I receive financially. Ann Wayman, Dream Giver, Ghostwriter, www.annwayman.com. I was looking for additional income streams. And by giving financially, it's opened so many doors for me. So many opportunities become available when we are financially generous. Ed Noel, mortgage professional, owner, leadership, and team building coach. It was really tough for us to give anything, as we had invested so much into our business, but we decided to start out with $25 a month. We didn't think of it as a very big gift, but the truth is, it was a lot for us when we started. And the doors that financial gift has opened for us are huge. We will be giving a portion of what we generate in our business back to Life Masteries Institute and pay it forward to help others around the world gain financial freedom. Steve and Avalinda Casey, owner, real estate investing, speaker, and author. Being a part of mastermind seminars over the last 3 years has changed the way I think about every area of life. When we give financially, we not only support what is given to us, but we assist others in our community and around the world. Be generous. Kevin King, helping people save money on health insurance. My business has benefited so much from the mastermind seminars and coffee connections. It's the right thing to give back weekly financially. Jonathan Sparrow, owner, web technology, www.themvpnetwork.org. If you have any questions, thoughts, or ideas from today, please connect with the individual who invited you to attend or your MC, host, or you can even call toll-free 888-230-2300. That's 888-230-2300, or the U.S. base number is 630-393-9909. That's 630-393-9909. Always remember, we can accomplish far more together than we ever could on our own. So think of 3 other individuals you believe would benefit from what we shared and invite them to your mastermind conference call, coffee connection, and next month's mastermind seminar event. Have an amazing day and life.